Welcome to the City on a Hill. We are now on the 27th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Let us now listen and allow ourselves to be enriched by the Word of God.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. The apostle said to the Lord, "Increase your faith." The Lord replied, "If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you would say to this mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and planted in the sea,' and it would obey you. Who among you would say to your servant, who has just come in from plowing or tending sheep in the field, 'Come here immediately and take your place at table'? Would he not rather say to him, 'Prepare something for me to eat. Put on your apron and wait on me while I eat and drink. You may eat and drink when I am finished'? Is he grateful to that servant because he did what was commanded? So should it be with you. When you have done all you have been commanded, say, 'We are unprofitable servants. We have done what we were obliged to do.'" The Gospel of the Lord.
Our reflection for this Sunday will focus on the importance and the meaning of faith. Napakahalaga po ng pananampalataya. Without faith, our experiences, things in this world, will not have much meaning. I remember an inscription that was written on the wall, in Auschwitz. Alam po natin yung Auschwitz is a place where about 5 million Jews were exterminated during the Second World War because Hitler wanted to, exterminate all the Jews. So, they found later on an inscription on the wall that says, "I believe in the sun even when it is not shining. I believe in love though I do not feel it. I believe in God even when He is silent." Napakaganda pong pagninilay. So we have 3 parts for our reflection today. So first, faith is believing in ourselves. Second, faith is believing in others. And third, faith is believing in a living and a loving God. So first, faith is believing in ourselves. Do you believe that you are precious because God created you according to His image and likeness? Napakahalaga po yun, no? We often see our dignity, the value of who we are, according to our degrees, what we own, ang ating katanyagan, if you are popular, powerful, and yet, the best dignity that we can claim that we have is that we are children of God. And this is what gives us dignity as human beings, the fact that we are children of God. And it's good to remember how we are so precious before God. Because even in spite of our sinfulness, we see this in human history, rebelliousness, God does not give up on us. Sabi nga nila, di ba? God does not make a junk. Everybody is precious before God. The fact is, He died for all of us. He did not think twice. For us, it's easy perhaps, or we are willing to die, as St. Paul tells us, for somebody who is good. And yet, God died for us while we were yet sinners. So this sign is a proof how much we are precious to God. God did not spare His Son so that we might have salvation, we might be free from our sinfulness. And so, my dear friends, faith is to believe that we are precious, we are loved by a living God who cares for us. Our worth is not in what we have, but who we are. Our dignity is based not on educational attainment, not on material things, but by our dignity as children of God. The second point that I would like each one to reflect is faith is believing in others. So each one of us has a mission, and yet we are meant not just to concentrate on ourselves. There's a beautiful song that was popularized in the 1960s. No man is an island. So we are reminded that we are part of a bigger family, the family of humanity. And what a beautiful song. Each man's joy is joy to me. Each man's grief is my own. And so faith is to share the pain, the joys of others. Faith is to believe in others, just like many parents believe in their children. They will do a lot of sacrifice for the future of their children. They will not question whether, they will just waste their time, their sacrifices will be made into nothing. No, they believe that somehow, even if they do not yet see it, in the future, their children will be successful. Somehow they believe, they trust their children will be responsible in due time. So faith is not just believing in our own capacity, but also believing in others, empowering them. Faith is also, putting relationships above everything. I'm sure all of us remember Steve Jobs. He died at the age, I think, of 52. It's quite beautiful to recall what he said before he died. He knew he would die soon. So he gave us some important guidelines about how to live a beautiful life based on his experience. Sabi niya, first, do not waste your time. Second, treasure relationships. Material things are nothing. Achievements are nothing because you cannot bring them with you. He left more than $5 billion to his children. But he said, what's important is your relationships with others, with your family, and with God. What a beautiful, admonition, a beautiful teaching by a man who is about to live in this world. To treasure relationships with your family, with others, and with God. And the third point of reflection on the meaning of faith, faith is believing in a loving and a merciful God. Meron tayong kasabihan, tayo'y nabubuhay sa awa ng Diyos. Nobody can brag about anything in this life. You cannot brag about your achievement, whatever you have. They are all gifts from God. So you were not born by accident. God, has destined you to be a gift to His people, to be a gift to the world. And in order to be one, go back to the living God, to the loving God who cares for you each day. He's not a distant God. He might be silent, but He will always be there for you. And we see this in experiences when we trust. We have sometimes some painful experiences, but yet when we try to keep our trust and believe that something good will come out, then things will work out well. So faith is believing in a loving and a merciful God, a God who is not distant, but a God who is close to us, As St. Augustine reminds us, Lord, you have made our hearts for you, and our hearts are restless until they rest in you. We have reflected on the Word of God. Let us now go to the city and be living witnesses of the Word.